Why we never saw Floyd Mayweather rematch Canelo? It's a pretty simple answer. In my opinion, Floyd is one of the greats. He will go down in history as one of the greatest fighters, if not in history, definitely of his generation. But the answer is pretty simple. My opinion on why he never fought him again is basically it comes down to the experience factor. When he fought Canelo the first time, he definitely had the edge and experience. At that time, Canelo had never fought a fighter of his caliber, never fought someone with that skill, and most importantly, he never fought on that big of a stage. Another thing that Floyd likes to do against a lot of his opponents is he likes to play mental games. He knows what it takes, as he says, when it's a fight of that magnitude. Just being experienced and knowing what comes with a fight that big. If you're not experienced enough or mature enough to handle it, it will drain you mentally. And you need as much energy physically, mentally, spiritually as possible when you're fighting under them bright lights. And I believe that even though Canelo wasn't successful his first fight, he didn't come out with the victory. One thing that he did gain out of that fight is he gained the experience. If you know anything about boxing, you know that experience plays a huge part in your success or your failure in the ring. And I believe that even though Canelo lost that first fight, one benefit that he did derive from that fight is the experience. He kind of got a feel for Floyd's timing. He knew where Floyd would be in certain scenarios. And that plays a big factor when you're talking about championship fights. Floyd Mayweather always has to have the psychological advantage over you, whether it's picking out the gloves, whether it's being A side, B side, whether it's deciding when the fight's going to be, where the fight's going to be, who the referee's going to be. That's always Floyd's choice, not his opponent. So I thoroughly believe that Floyd did not want to risk, yes, I said take the risk of fighting a Canelo again, because he knew that Canelo gained so much experience from that last fight that it could potentially jeopardize his chances of winning, Floyd's chances of winning that second fight. Because let's not forget, at the end of that fight, Floyd gave Canelo mad props. And one thing we all know about Floyd is if he don't respect you, he doesn't respect you. He's not going to lie. He's not going to make something up. Go back and watch the end of that fight and watch Mayweather sing Canelo's praises about how good he was in that ring. Floyd knew that the odds could be evened in that next fight, and he just wasn't willing to take that risk. That's why Floyd never gave Canelo the rematch.